Welcome, everybody, to Journal with Me plus your angel messages. I'm Devon, Angel Intuitive, and this is part of my Journal with Me series I'm doing for 30 days. And the messages in this video are meant for you anytime you come across them. So if you want to take a 30-day challenge for yourself at any other time of the year and just follow these videos one by one, there will still be messages for you. That's how highly efficient your spiritual team is they know when you will see these videos and they make sure the messages are there for you. Your spiritual team, of course, is your guardian angels, archangels, passed away loved ones, spirit guides, spirit animals, ascended masters, the highest vibrational beings that we call in to work with us in this lifetime. So today is day 10 of the Journal with Me challenge. Again, self-imposed, so you can join anytime you want. It's just a way of connecting with you every day for 30 days in a row so I can show you the way I use my journal, the way that I use the angel messages throughout my day, the way that it really is valuable to sit down before you start your day and intentionally connect with your angels and your spiritual team. Good morning, Emmy. Good morning, Heidi. So lovely to see you here. Yeah, I thought I might get a little later start today with it being a Sunday, but we woke up around 7. I thought, we'll go ahead. Good morning, Sandrine from Chicago. Love it. Yeah, so we're going to get started here, and I'm going to do something a little different than I've done the other videos. Actually, two things differently. But before we start, I do want to remind you that Tuesday, Chris Reck from Minnow Pond Tarot is coming on my channel to talk about this huge retrograde season we are already in. We have more retrogrades coming, and your power in that retrograde season for all signs. So I hope you guys will join me. I already have it scheduled on my channel. All you have to do is go click the notify me button to be notified as soon as we go live. It should be sometime on or before 10:30 Central, so 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Eastern Pacific. And of course, it will be recorded if you can't be there live, but we love seeing you there in the chat. That was my first announcement. My second announcement is just that because tomorrow is a school holiday, because it's been Veterans Day, I may start a little later too. I've been trying to go live on weekdays around 6:15 a.m. Central, close to that, depending on what I have going on, just to get it real early in the day. But tomorrow it may be closer to this time or a little later, depending, just because it's nice to not have to rush off to school and have a little more time. Good morning, April. I was just telling everybody about Chris Reck coming on the channel Tuesday. I'm so excited, and it will be. You can go hit the notify me button on my channel now if you want to. Good morning, Leah. All right, so two of the things I want to do differently today is I want to pull an angel card before we do anything to set the tone. And the other second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a deck I haven't used before with Journal with Me. I don't use this deck a lot because I just kind of forget to, and I love it. I have a lot of decks I love. I just have my go-to one, is the Angel Tarot by Radleigh Valentine. Well, here's another deck by Radleigh Valentine we're going to use today, and it's called Guardian Angel Messages Tarot. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to use these cards today because I woke up in the middle of the night, my normal 3 a.m. time, to say my prayer. Oh, I just missed 7:33 my time. Good morning, Leah. Good morning, Heidi. Maybe it's just me, but I'm having a hard time hearing you. Oh, is everybody else having a hard time hearing me? Is anybody else saying, am I quiet? I might have turned down the gain by accident. Thank you for telling me. Is that any better? I can also turn this up. How is that sounding? Still quiet? Oh, you know what it is? I had the wrong mic. Thank you so much for telling me. And I'm not seeing my mic right now light up on here. Oh, darn. My mic didn't connect. All right. Well, just a moment here. Let me see if I can fix that, because I do want to get into these angel messages before it gets too late. might have to, let's see if I can get it to. Testing, testing. Nope. Still too quiet. All right, it's gonna not be the best mic today. I'm gonna have to pull my laptop closer. Testing. All right. We're gonna make this work. I'm so grateful you said something, Heidi. Thank you. All right, hopefully you can hear me a little better now. I'm a little closer to, I'm just using my laptop mic. Didn't make me happy to do it, but I'm doing it. So hopefully you heard me say Chris Reck will be on my channel Tuesday, and that tomorrow I'll have a little later start probably, but let's get into these angel messages. I was talking about how I want to start with this new deck. Right? We're going to do this deck today. It's not new to me. It's just I haven't used it on Journal with Me. And we're going to start that before we even go into the routine record and the journaling prompt, because I just want to get to the messages a little sooner, and then we can, of course, chat. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I'm glad you can hear better. I just scooted my laptop closer. You can see the edge of it right here. It's not as aesthetically pleasing as I want it to be, but it works. Thank you so much for letting me know. I really appreciate it. All right, so here is my first card we are pulling today out of this deck I have not used before, but look at how vivid those colors are. They may even stand out a little better on our camera here. 3 of Air, which would also be known as 3 of Swords in the tarot deck. Sorrow, forgiveness, healing. Now, a lot of times people see this card as a warning, but actually, or just sadness, or they don't like it, but I don't take it that way. And actually, speaking of Chris Reck from Minnow Pond Tarot, who I feel really has this huge understanding of tarot, unlike anybody I've ever known. So you definitely got to check out his tarot course. He talks about the 3 of Air could also be a sign that you've already healed. And it can mean a lot of different things. I tend to see this as acknowledging the healing that is happening. Okay, so what comes to mind for you when you see this card? Because the key is to forgive yourself or forgive someone else and acknowledge that healing is necessary or has already occurred. I'm getting for a lot of this healing is something that has already occurred since it was the first card that came up. So have you been able to overcome something recently that was really painful? This is what they want you to acknowledge. So we're going to start with that card for the prompt. So, I'm thinking of a pocket affirmation too to go with this. I've heard people say it before, so we're going to try to use it here. I do the best I can with the resources I have. Let's write that as our pocket affirmation today. I do the best that I can with the resources that I have. Now, that might not be the best grammar, but the reason I'm saying that affirmation is because we tend to be hard on ourselves when we learn something the hard way, or something doesn't quite go the way we wanted it to. So if you want to write that in the comment section, and then we're going to get to my routine record next, so I don't forget to do it in case you guys keep a routine record. I'm going to the next blank page, so I don't need my cover-ups. Remember how I always go to the next blank page because I keep everything in one place in this journal. So I have my calendar, my to-do list, my routine record. I have like movies I want to watch, books I want to read. I took that medical astrology workshop from Heather Eland a few weeks ago, and I have my notes for that in there. I've been studying zodiacal releasing. I have my notes for that. So I always start off with Thank you, God, for today. Morning, angels and guides, right? So I just abbreviate it in case you're new here. And to those of you who are not, welcome back. By the way, if you wouldn't mind hitting like on this video and hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already, sharing this video with anybody who it helps, I really appreciate it. And we said, let's see, what did I say exactly? I do the best I can with the resources I have. I want to say I have now. Okay, let's add now. I do the best I can with the resources I have now. So this makes me think of Chris Reck again, because I am a dent maker in his fabulous dent maker program. If you have anything you want to get started, I highly recommend his program. It's such an amazing coaching program with so many resources. And he always talks about get started now with what you have. You can't wait until you have the best studio and the best microphone and the best background, right? You've got to start now, or else you won't know what direction to head next. I'm paraphrasing, but that did make me think about him. Emmy says, for me, I hear that healing has already happened, and the only thing is to keep the boundaries that were laid with the healing so that my self-worth doesn't tank from misplaced empathy. That's beautifully said, Emmy. I love that. I hope that's going in your journal too. I also feel like it's a past thing for me personally, especially since it's the first card we're pulling up today. Usually it's referring to something that just happened or the recent past, your first card. Not always. I don't like to box people into that. Heidi says, love that, Emmy. Yes. So I definitely agree with that, because one of the things that I find a lot of light workers do too is they stay in situations too long because they have that empathy, Emmy. And then once they're out of it and they realize how toxic it was, they are hard on themselves. Like, why didn't I see that? Why didn't I realize that person was lying, or they had different motives than me? Or why did I give so much of my energy away? Whatever that was. And that doesn't help us, right? That's why the angels always talk about don't cry over spilled milk. We want to find the silver lining. What did we learn? And it's always usually starts with a boundary issue where we probably knew on a subconscious level we were letting somebody cross a boundary, or we were giving too much away. And we just had so much empathy and love for the situation or group or people or whatever. So yeah, I love that. Thank you for saying that. So I wanted to start with that. I do the best I can with the resources I have now. And then I have the first card being 3 of Air. And like I said, I like to underline the card so it's easy to read when I go back and review. Remember, hindsight's super important. At the end of the day, at the end of the next day, the following week, right? And like I said, I feel like forgiveness in healing from past for me. And just a quick reminder, yesterday's cards, let's see, let me double check. We had that 8 of Pentacles again, right? No, we had the 8 of Fire, which is 8 of Wands in Tarot. Events moving at a fast pace, and we all kept hearing that pick a wand, people, right? Well, then we had Ace of Air, and then we had 6 of Earth, and it was interesting how that affected my day. My day ended up being a work day. I thought I was going to have the whole day to pull out my Christmas decorations and do some other things. But I was happy to do it. It was a whistle while I work day. I was actually sending off 40 more of these journals to Amazon so they can be ready to ship. This is the time of year where everything takes a while to get through the warehouses because it's holiday season. Oops, 7:44 my time. And so I got 40 more packed up. I always do Reiki on each unit and I hand pack them. So yeah, it takes time, but it's a whistle while I work because I love doing it. But it did take all day, and I got it to the UPS store. Well, not the entirety, but most of the day. Too much of the day for me to feel like pulling out Christmas decorations, but I'm going to do that today actually. And it really was pick a one. Like I really realized, you know what? I can't relax until I know these are on their way, because I shipped the ones on October 31st. They're still stuck in a warehouse somewhere. Hopefully they're going to move on starting Monday. But I thought I'm not going to relax until I know these are there. And it was nice. It felt good to just pick a wand. It did feel like I was bringing balance, right? Because we had that Six of Pentacles. So I just wanted to share that with you as an example of how even just the next day, hindsight can be so valuable. All right, so let's hop over to the routine record real quickly, just as a reminder to do it. And then we will do some more angel messages. How are you all guys doing today that are here live? Or if you're watching later in the recording, how are you all feeling today? So yesterday, I actually did not do my normal exercise routine, but I was on my feet all day boxing journals. So I'm on the fence as if I call that exercise. I'm going to say I don't call it exercise, but technically I felt exhausted, like I had been working out. So then I did everything else. I'm going to give myself checks. And I actually did get in bed by 10 on a Saturday. Wait, was it 10 or was it more like 10:15, 10:30? I don't want to cheat here. Don't want to cheat myself. I think it was actually a little after 10, so I'm not going to give myself credit for that, but that's okay. That was a Saturday. That's what you get. Now, my mood yesterday was super positive and productive. It's almost like I want it to be both green and pink, so I think I'm going to do that. Isn't that fun? I haven't done this before, but you guys are giving me all kinds of ideas. New angel cards, new pocket affirmations. I'm going to make it half the circle pink and half the circle green because I was joyfully productive. That's going to be my new whistle while you work symbol. Half joy, half productivity. It's funny that the green looks funny next to it right now. It looks super dark. But that's my tracking for my mood yesterday. If any of you do the mood tracker. And like I said, I'm also tracking how it feels to have Mars and Leo. It went into Leo last Sunday. Let's see. We have the moon in Pisces right now. It just went into Pisces last night. Did any of you have any interesting dreams last night? A lot of times when the moon goes into Pisces, people dream more intensely. Emmy, I didn't see this earlier. Emmy said yesterday's energy was so feisty. Leah said, yes, be a friend of 40 years, let go 4 years ago, but I have completely forgiven, although not forgetting the lessons. Good for you, Leah. I'm sorry about that, but sometimes it's one of those cycles, right? Oh, good. You had a productive day too, Heidi. Great. Good morning, Barbara. Good to see you here in the chat. Oh, what a synchronicity, Barbara. I love it. I'm glad you were journaling too. Kathy's saying, I'm pretty good today. I am holding space for my angel messages. I love it. Thank you so much. All right, so I just wanted to mention anything else. Oh, tomorrow is going to be 11/11, and we have Venus going into Capricorn. So that's another fun energy to track for me because I have a Capricorn rising. And then we have this powerful full moon on Friday. I have a feeling, that's going to come up tomorrow or Tuesday with Chris Rack when he's on my channel. Kathy said, yes, weird dreams for me yesterday. Interesting. Yeah. So when the moon's in Pisces, it's a good energy for me because I'm a Cancer sun sign. And so it's another water energy. But I have a husband and a younger daughter who have moon in Pisces. So I always watch them to see how it affects them. I just wanted to remind you again about the 2-week planner I did on I think it was last Sunday, right, that I showed you how I do it. In case you want to do it today for yourself, you could just practice different options. I'm actually way ahead on this journal. This is the one I have to start tomorrow. I'm going to sit here when we get off the live, so you don't have to sit and watch me plan my own schedule. I'm going to sit here and fill this out today, right? So I know like appointments. I've got some appointments this week. I've got just some to-dos that are like a must. Like I need to call about my health insurance. So I just wanted to remind you of that Sundays are usually when I do that. And it is just such a peace of mind thing to go to bed knowing I've got an idea of what my week is going to look like. And then I will ask the angels for help with it, especially if there are conflicts in my schedule. I'll ask for help, and lo and behold, somebody will offer to give one of my kids a ride, so I have time for something else. It's really, really wonderful. So when I say journal with your angels, this is what I'm talking about. But of course, using the angel messages too, and we will get there. And I just remembered another quick announcement that Wednesday when I go live, it will be later than usual because I have a hair appointment. And when I scheduled that hair appointment 2 or 3 months ago, whenever that was, I was not doing those lives yet. But I love doing them and I don't want to miss it. So I'm just going to go later. I'll go live later on Wednesday. So if you miss it, it will be recorded, but it's 5 reasons to ask Archangel Gabriel to work with you. Barbara says, yesterday different, had class with Kristen. Oh, you did her sound healing class. Yeah, for those of you who know Kristen Ryder, she's my good dear friend from Serious Joy. She has, it's called Platonic Sound Healing, right, Barbara? Do you remember? And she has her class there at kristenryder.com. You can go check her out. She had me on her show. Gosh, it was like right after Hurricane Helene. I was amazed she was able to go live, and I was honored. But so that was like over a month ago, but about a month ago, right? And yeah, over a month. And she had me on her YouTube channel, Who Are You? So if you want to look her up, just for something else to listen to, I was honored to be on there. Okay, so let's go to the next message for today. I just wanted to make sure we got all of that done. So this is fun. I'm having fun using a different deck. I may change this up a little bit because I have some other decks I just don't usually pull out, but I'm going to do that while we're doing this challenge because why not? Oh, another 3. 3 of Earth. Oh, thank you. You watched it, Barbara. I appreciate it. Talent, recognition, collaboration. Wow. We were just talking about collaboration right there, weren't we? So this is also 3 of Pentacles in the tarot deck. Let me switch pens and I'm going to write this down. So I usually just put a 2 in a circle so I know it's the next card. And 3 of Earth. Barbara, trying to integrate into your journal. Oh, lovely. Thank you so much, Barbara. I'm honored. I'm honored. Yeah. And you know, the reason I do it evergreen is that you can do it anytime. You know, these calendars are completely evergreen. I go ahead and I put like astrological things in because it makes it nice and easy. Good morning, Diane. Oh, yes. It's a beautiful way to start the day. Thank you to get into these angel messages. We're using a different deck today. We've already had our first card and journaling prompt. We did 3 of air and we did an affirmation. I do the best I can with the resources I have now, which we actually had an example of that, right, Heidi? My microphone isn't working today, so I had to use the resource of my computer. And I do prefer a good quality microphone. My husband is a voice actor, and I use his really good microphone normally. So I've become a microphone snob. Can you believe it? Not really, but I'm using the resources I have now, right? My laptop. And so that was perfect. And then we pulled this one. We were just getting started with this one. You know, one of the things that I see here with this card is the beautiful stained glass and the artistry that she is using there, and the angel is protecting her art form. And we had that message yesterday. If you saw yesterday's video, we were talking about everybody has an audience. Everybody has an audience, and the angels always remind us of that, even if it doesn't feel like it. Maybe you don't think you want an audience, but you do have some light to shine with the world and share with the world. And so that's your audience. Your audience might be your granddaughter or your grandson. It might be your neighbor who doesn't have anybody and you enjoy having coffee with them occasionally or whatever, right? But everybody has an audience that they can share their talent and light with. And so when I see this card, I hear that message again. But to remember that doing it authentically and the way you want to do it is what makes you so special. It really is you doing it your own unique way. So even, for example, I do the angel number series, right? On my channel. I do it differently. I go over some of the differently than, there's a lot of angel number videos out there, but I do it differently than others because it just felt right to me to do it where we went over the common meanings, but then we went over some unique meanings. We have the pocket affirmation, the journaling prompt, and then the bonus message at the end in those, right? Because that felt more authentic to me, because I wanted anybody who watched those videos to hear all the ways that those numbers could mean something to them, so nobody feels boxed in, right? And I feel like it also takes a lot of the fear away. So that was just an example there. But I do feel like, this is reminding us all to be unique, and our audience will find us. I'll say we'll find you. Be unique and your audience will find you. So that's the message I'm getting there with that beautiful card. Yeah, I'm really loving using this deck because I feel like the colors are a little easier to see, even though I absolutely love that other deck too. Alrighty. What did I do with the other card? I was going to pull it up, but anyways, there it is. All right, here's our third message for today. Ooh, beautiful. Renewal, reflection, self-evaluation, rebirth. This is making me want to pull out the Angel Tarot deck that I normally use and see what the message is on there, because I'm kind of forgetting what normally pops up. Let me do that. There's a phrasing with this card that really stands out for me, and since I have not used this deck that much, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking of Archangel Gabriel, of course, as soon as I look at it, because it is the messenger angel, the message. And then, of course, the fact that I'm doing a video on Archangel Gabriel this week. No coincidences there, right? Yeah, I think it actually says Archangel Gabriel on the tarot deck. That's what I wanted. That's what I was trying to remember. I think it says Archangel Gabriel right under there. So this is really, really amazing. This card is so great for a Sunday morning to kick off our week. But even if you're watching this at a different time, it's essentially letting us know that we are at a crossroads where we're actually going to see something really shift, and it's going to be like a rebirth, like it's saying right there. So we have all this retrograde energy we're in right now, and more coming. And we also already have Mercury in shadow. So it feels like as long as we are willing to look at things differently, take a new perspective, really focus on the positive, we're going to see something really have a rebirth. Diane says, this is so perfect. I recently set the intention to pause and allow time and space for the angels to be heard as I plan my next chapter. Beautiful. Planning our next chapter. That's so beautifully said. Because sometimes we we box ourselves into a timeline, which we do need to have goals. And we do need to set a timeline for it so we can actually achieve it. But sometimes we're a little too hard on ourselves about what that looks like. And I like the idea of a chapter. We were talking about this yesterday too, that I feel right now is the best time to be making your New Year's resolutions or goals for next year, not January 1st. January 1st, the energy is in Capricorn. The sun's in Capricorn. It's just an intense energy. It's the end of the holiday season for most people. All kinds of emotions come up. And a lot of times we're not thinking clearly because maybe we had that, that one family member that always causes a scene or hurts our feelings at the holidays right in our face. Or maybe, we just think memories from the past are really fresh. So that's why I really encourage us to take a look at what we want to do for the next year around October, November in the previous year. And it gives you a chance to keep your eye on the prize when we go through those, here in the Northern Hemisphere, those dog days of winter. It might be the dog days of summer in the Southern Hemisphere, right? But we're going through those harsher climates. We are going through emotional things. A lot of times, the holidays just really bring stuff up. So that's why I say do it now. And then you can keep your eye on the prize when things get tough instead of, going into a place of feeling really let down. You can focus on where you're going, right? Oh my goodness, I just realized that the purple on this card really goes well with the amethyst I decided to bring on camera today. And this is orange citrine. This feeling of it, I just love the feeling of this orange citrine. I remember when I first saw it in the crystal shop, I had to pick it up. It felt so good in my hand. I'm trying to remember which store I got it from too. I think I got this in Scottsdale, Arizona at one of those crystal shops there. I want to say that's where I got it. So yeah, I really feel like this is a great time for planning. And when we do the video, when Chris Reck and I have our video on Tuesday, go back as many times as you need to listen to it to help with your plan, because it's going to talk about your power in these retrogrades, because there's actually a lot of power. And look at this, we have an RE, just like you were saying, Diane. Reviewing our plans for our next chapter, renewal, reflection. This is a retrograde card, literally, because I always remind people to look at REs, but especially with Mercury, when it's retrograde is when you're doing that, because you're thinking things through, right? And I heard another astrologer talk about how he loves Mercury retrograde when it's in Sagittarius. I don't know if you know him. I don't know his last name. Otherwise, I would say his name is Jimmy. He has a channel called Tarot Ship with Jimmy. But he said that, I wish I knew his last name to give him credit. Good morning, Angie. But he said that Mercury in Sagittarius retrograde, he loves. And I was like, oh, how interesting. Because that's my 12th house. I'm a Cap rising. So I'm like, what's going to come up, right? But also just to know that in general, we already have Mercury in shadow. So today is a great day to do a little extra journaling around your plans. Think about maybe trips you want to take next year. Think about goals you might want to set for next year. And, last year, this whole year, 2024 has been so interesting, the energy. It was hard to see clearly, but I think we're going to get a lot of clarity with this retrograde season. And I'm so excited for Pluto to be finally moving into Aquarius on the 19th. I think that's going to really help. But we definitely want to be daydreaming. I wish I remember what day it was, but one of these journal with me's, if anybody remembers which day it was, let me know in the comments. I gave a visualization for 6 months from now. And that's another thing to do, is maybe just do a 6-month plan so that it's not overwhelming, right? That can be a really valuable thing to do. But I am being called to pull a clarification card right now, since we have a little extra time on this Sunday. And again, I encourage you to definitely look at your week. What do you have coming up? Your to-dos. Like I said, when I hop off, so you don't have to watch me do it, I'm going to be filling out this side of my planner. But I'm feeling the need to clarify, and I won't always have time for this depending on the day, but I really want to pull all this together with one more card, because that's really interesting to have these 2 3s together, right? 33. And then all the REs for this retrograde season. And then, of course, Archangel Gabriel, which I will be having my Wednesday video series with you, is going to be about Archangel Gabriel. Like I said, a little later than normal. It'll be around 1 Central, but it will be recorded if you miss it. So let's clarify all this. Let's bring it all together with one more card. Oh my goodness. 3 days in a row. 8 of Fire or 8 of Wands. Speed, activity, multitasking. Okay, this is 3 days in a row. We have these 2 3s. We have the RE. We have Archangel Gabriel. Yesterday, when we had the last 2 days, when we had the 8 of Fire, also 8 of Wands, we were hearing, pick a wand, people. So which one stands out to you? This is absolutely gorgeous. I love the colors in this card. And you know, also this is reminding me, go higher. Go higher with your ideas, with your energy. The angels take that 30,000 foot perspective. So we don't want to get caught up in rhetoric. We don't want to get caught up in drama and headlines and doom and gloom, or even fighting that other people who are throwing things at you, right? We want to pick a wand and soar higher. But the multitasking word really stands out for me, which I just remembered. I didn't even journal this 3rd card. So if you didn't either, you might want to put that in there. The 3rd card was renewal. Also the card known as the 20th card in the tarot deck. And then I was seeing like rebirth, was a big one for me. And then the clarification card that we just pulled, another 8 of Fire or 8 of Wands, 3 days in a row. That is very powerful. The multitasking right there. We can ask our angels for help with multitasking. We can ask for help getting things done. We can ask for, help picking a wand, right? But they are asking us to focus. And we did have that also. We had that Knight of Pentacles recently. Buckle down and get things done. So, they're really talking about the work you do now is really going to benefit you going forward, because like I said, we don't want to wait until we're in that heavy retrograde Capricorn energy of January 1st, January 2nd, 2025. We want to start right now daydreaming and picking a wand to focus on and going for it. Now, sometimes that means picking this wand in the back that's been put on the back burner, bringing it forward for that renewal. So see if that stands out for you too. Well, I am so honored to be here with you this morning. I will be here tomorrow morning, maybe a little later than my normal weekdays. I'll try to schedule it out a few minutes in advance. But I'm so grateful for all of you. I will also see you on my live tomorrow for the longer angel messages. Remember, take time every day to connect with the angels.